What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a live stream here on the O'Shea Duke Jackson channel. It seems like you guys like my solo joints. So I welcome you tonight to this interesting live stream that's going to have some oblique vantage points that regard to race, class, and of course, ethnicity. Most people have seen Godfather, the original version that was shot in the 70s, and I'm trying to jog my memory, but you remember Marlon Brando was the first Godfather. And if you guys remember, there's a scene where the families of the mafia are sitting around discussing if they should get into the drug business. Now, Marlon Brando and the old mafia, they, believed in everything else, shaking down people, other stuff. But with regards to drug dealing, this was something the mafia didn't touch. But there were other heads of the mafia family that brought up the fact that if we get into the drug business, we can just sell it to the blacks. Let the blacks lose their soul. This is what they're telling the people. We don't have to get involved in this. Let's sell it to the blacks. Now, Marlon Brando makes a very interesting observation, which is held true to today. He says, it's not that the blacks are going to be affected, but our kids are going to be affected. It's not just the blacks are going to lose. Our kids are going to be affected by these drugs. So if we get into the business, we put our own children at risk to get damaged by these drugs. The family didn't agree. But as we saw, this ended up being the truth. Now, if you are white and you're watching this podcast tonight, I am not asking you to like black people at all. Me personally, I don't care what you like. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you like black people. I don't care if you love white people. It doesn't matter. Either way, I don't care. But see, there's one thing that you cannot deny. The white race in America is on the decline. See, at first, it was just us. There used to be a saying that said when white people get the sniffles, black folks get the flu. Remember that? Which is true, because typically, if something starts to affect white people, it starts to affect black folks much worse, because we are much worse population. But see, what we're seeing now is that now white people have failed from just being the most desired in the country and the most economically sufficient to becoming the fastest group of poor people in America. You see, a lot of white America was based off of middle income jobs. It was based off of manufacturing, blue collar work. But see, this is not the case with the outsourcing of jobs now. See, blue collar work in unions, that was a staple of white America, wasn't it? That was something that white folks depended on. You can get grandfathered into those things. But see, this is not the case anymore. And because of this, poverty is on the rise, such that the highest group of women, that means growing single motherhood race, are white women. It used to be like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 10%. Now you're at 36%. Now, you're saying that blacks are at 72%. Right? Well, blacks have been at that number for quite some time. We've maintained that number for quite some time. So we're not necessarily doing worse or better. And to be quite honest, we're used to, let's just be honest, black people are used to failing at that number. But this is something that white people are not used to. See, it's not just black people getting beat by other groups of people in the world academically. You're getting beat. Your kids are getting beat. And do you know what? It all goes back to the Godfather situation that I was talking about. You see, for so long, white America has kind of pushed black people's issues to the side. As if it won't happen to them. But now you see that because the country's so integrated, what's affecting black people surely affects white people. But see, we didn't see it until now. We saw it here and there. You know, banging in Little Rock was like one of the first examples. If you guys seen that documentary, banging in Little Rock was the first time that I saw white people in black gangs. When I saw that shit, I said, uh-oh. We got white Crips and Bloods now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You got white people reciting the lyrics to Dr. Dre albums in the Chronic? I said, uh-oh. 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 This is... And I was 13 at the time. I was like, this... What are these white folks reciting Dr. Dre? Now, let's talk about the poor class that white America has ignored from their own people, because we expect black people to ignore. We expect white folks to always ignore black folks' problems, as they always have done, especially conservatives. We know this is going to happen. Or white liberals to pretend to be sorry for black folks' problems and then want to keep them in them. So this is, but let's talk about this. But see, white America has all the time ignored their own poor working classes people's problems. This is the worst. White America has really ignored poor white America for a long time. We act like only black America has been disenfranchised, which we have. We're the most. But poor white America is so disenfranchised. I mean, you go to certain places like parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio. Wow. Talk about poor people. And I guess just ignoring these group of people in America, you know, when they lost their jobs and their incomes. We all know what happened in Detroit, where brothers lost their jobs, you know, based off of the plants closing down. Well, we know they went into crack. They became crack addicts. But the same thing is happening in white America, but just on the low. But now you're seeing that which was middle class, that which was upper middle class, has now become poverty. And see, what happens is whatever policies that white America or has decided to push on black people, your people get affected by it. And for sure, as our community will perish, you're next. See, the writing is not, see, back in the day, it used to be the black community's writing was on the wall. But now you're up there on the cross with us. See, you're now knowing what it feels like, a lot of people, to be black, to be poor. And not only that, in some cases, being white and poor is worse than being black. If you think about it. Because you're poor, you're white, people who are not they can use you can't use the minority card for certain things. Like I could use the black card if I need to be fair. You can't use that. You're white. If you're unsuccessful as a white person, do you know what? You know who has sympathy for you? Nobody. At least for black people, people can at least pretend to have sympathy for you. They could give you a diversity quota higher. But when you're white and you're not educated, you don't excel, people want to know, what is your excuse? And see, the thing is, for most people, there will be no excuse for you. And you might go through some horrendous problems, but see, there's no help for you, especially not from white elites. So what am I talking about here? Black people are a great indicator for the failure of America. And see, whatever happens to black people are a great indication of what will happen to you. See, ignoring black people's problems, well, it's not me. Don't have to worry about that. Will never happen to me. Says the guy whose grandson is out there working at McDonald's now, who doesn't have any family inheritance, who doesn't have any health insurance. You see, you're catching up to us fast. Your families are being broken fast. And within 20 years, you will be us. In 30 years, you are us. In 40 years, it's over. What am I really getting at here? If we fail, you fail. You just got a little bit more time to fail. But you're going to fail if we fail. That's almost for sure. Now, on the other hand, if black people are doing well, are better or improve, that will be a great indicator that white America will do even better and improve even better. So this is the only reason why white people should want black people to be successful. It doesn't even matter about you liking black folks. Really, it don't. I'm taking that element out of it. Listen, save me the bullshit. I don't even care if you like black folks. Really, I don't care. Doesn't matter. You could be racist. You could be whatever. Doesn't matter. But for the success of your people in your race, in your country, you should want black people to be successful. because that is a great indicator of you being successful. See, that's what you should be concerned about. Because black people are a great indicator of what will happen to you. Every time there's a drug epidemic that happens in black America, might not reach white America till 10 years, till 20 years, but it is coming. See, it used to be just our daughters and sons strung out on crack. Now it's yours, but it's not crack, it's methamphetamine or it's heroin. Now it's a problem. See, it used to be just black unemployment was high, but now it's white unemployment and jobs are being sent out of the country. And now you're feeling what it is, you see? And now other people and other groups are sticking it to you, talking about, well, why don't you go to college, white man? Why are you not in engineering school, white man? Why are you not a doctor, white man? What? You didn't go to college? What are you talking about? I'm from Nigeria and I have a master's degree. You're white. You don't have a master's degree? Wow, there are no whites in these engineering classrooms anymore. You see what I'm saying here? Eventually, you're going to catch up to us. It's a tough conversation. I was reading now 36%. I'll put the article there. And listen to what Karen Benjamin Guzzo of Bowling State Green University says right here. It's becoming harder for whites to make it. What's happening to them is what happened to disadvantaged minorities decades ago. This is before I even read this article. Now, here's the situation. We thought that black women had this problem only. Poor and wanting to have children. This is what black people, white folks used to always say. I don't understand how these poor black women can want to keep having children that they can't take care of. But you will start to see that every year, the public assistance of white women is going to go up. Why? Poor women like to have a lot of babies. It's just not a black woman thing. It's a poor people thing. Now it's your turn. So it used to be, you black people got to fix your problems. Well, that is true. But whoa. You guys got problems. And then they even make it worse. There are a lot more white people moving into black income areas that are not being gentrified, I would guess. And God forbid, for some of you guys out there that want to keep the race clean and all that, who your daughters and sons gonna be messing with? Yeah, you're right. Pookie, Ray Ray. I mean, and then now you throw that on, interracial dating's at an all-time high. You see what I'm saying? See, all of this, now you're in a situation where it's hard to turn the tide on. So this is the only reason why white people, in my opinion, should really want blacks to be successful. White people should want the black community to be stable, not because you like them. In my opinion, it doesn't have to be that. That doesn't have to be your reason. What it should be the reason is if black people start to do better, that is a good indication that you will start to do better. Because we're tied at the hip. Now, guys, I will be doing a show with Obsidian very shortly. Now I do see people. Roastmaster, I just woke up about 2 hours ago. I was in class all day. I didn't get the package. I'll check the FedEx website. So, guys, it's 1 a.m. I've been busy in class pretty much all day. So I'll only come online at night or early in the morning because study during the day, go to class during the day. I sleep in the afternoon until night. So this is where we're at. It's a hard message, but it's something to predict. So, guys, get the likes up. I'll be online with Obsidian in about 52 minutes. Thank you guys for being here. And as you know, the buffoonery stays at an all-time high. I'm out.